How's everybody doing? Right. Good to see you all. Peace and blessings to the Panhandle family. Thank you so much for Jokes and Notes for having me, and Aaron Foster for having me out. Just want to do a little spoken word for you all right now. Do a couple pieces for you all. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm going to start it out like this. I'm going to go acapella, no mic. It just ain't. It just ain't. Now see, I know there's some people here who are representatives of the higher education institution, but for you all, I'll say it just isn't. But for right now, since y'all fam and y'all drinking, I'll say it just ain't.
All right.
You see, every brother man ain't brown, and everyone who said it wearing a frown, and everyone who claiming they hip ain't down. Every shut eye ain't sleeping, every grave ain't 6 feet deep, and just because you see him moving past midnight don't mean he trying to creep.
Come on, man.
Just ain't. You see, everything sold ain't for sale, and everyone who blind ain't reading and braille, and every cat you see behind bars ain't exactly in jail. Every doctor ain't healing the sick, every magician ain't showing you his trick, and thank God, y'all, we finally got a presidential candidate who was democratically picked. It just ain't. You see, every minister ain't preaching, every classroom show ain't teaching, and every extended arm your way ain't exactly reaching. Every one coming ain't staying.
Yeah.
And just because you got on a uniform and sitting on the sideline don't necessarily mean that you playing. And just because you saw your girl on her knees last night does not mean that she was. It just ain't. You see, everyone working ain't grinding, and everyone blinged out ain't shining, and then just because you caught him cheating don't mean that he was necessarily two-time. It just ain't. Everyone claiming victory ain't winning.
But he is.
And just because I'm asking for your forgiveness don't necessarily mean I've been sinning. And your enemy could be ready to cut you, man, and still in your face grinning. It just ain't. You see, everyone singing lyrics don't know the song. And just because you feel bad don't necessarily mean you did wrong. And just because you seem to fit in with them, you really think that that's where you belong. It just ain't. You see, every tired soul ain't weary. Every sad eye ain't necessarily teary. And just because you understand the formula, ease up. You still got to get through the theory. It just ain't. You see, everyone rhyming ain't flowing. And just because you're getting a little bigger don't necessarily mean that you're growing. And everybody shouting about follow me, watch out. They may not know exactly where they're going. They just think. You see, everyone flirting with you ain't winking. And just because I'm stuttering from side to side with a slurred speech don't necessarily mean I've been drinking. And just because you said use your head, big man, don't necessarily mean you were thinking. It just ain't. You see, how can I put this? You see, just because I'm hesitating don't mean that I'm stalling, and just because I got your number don't mean that I'm calling, and just because I say I love you don't mean that I'm falling. It just ain't. That's why every joke you tell ain't funny. Every bright day ain't necessarily sunny, and every robbery and theft, y'all ain't got a single thing to do with the money. Every family ain't related, every church ain't congregated, and every hoodlum and thug, y'all ain't exactly gang related. I guess that's why every crime ain't investigated. It just ain't. And see, what just ain't won't tell you is, what year is this? What year is this?
2010.
2010. 2010. Here we are in the year 2010 and we baffled and confused because babies who were born in the 90s didn't listen to old folks in the 80s when they told them about the Integration Acts of the 70s, which took away the hunger and the fight that we once had in the 60s. And now the end result is that our babies are listening to 50 while drinking 40, running from the responsibility of their 30s or rolling on chromed out 20s, acting like they're in their 20s. And in case someone didn't catch that, please allow me to rewind that scene. That's rewind. I said, here we are in the year 2010 and we baffled and confused because babies who were born in the 90s didn't listen to old folks in their 80s when they told them how Integration Acts of the 70s took away the hunger and the fight that we once had in the 60s. And now the end result is that our babies are listening to 50. Have a baby by me, baby, and be a millionaire. While drinking 40s. We're running from the responsibility of the 30s. We're rolling on chromed out 20s. It just ain't. You see, every cloud ain't bringing rain, and every cat found guilty ain't the one to blame. And just because you heard your girl shouting, ouch, don't necessarily mean she was in pain. It just ain't. Every house ain't necessarily a home, and every king and queen ain't ruling from their throne. And just because you ain't seen it, y'all, I mean it ain't been shown. It just ain't. And that's that first piece.
Yeah.